Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Amy. Amy is from England in the UK. So let's see what Amy has to say. Enjoy the interview.
Yes, I can. Can you hear me,
Amazing.
see me okay?
I can. Hello, Amy. How are
Wonderful.
you?
I'm very well. How are you?
Very well. Thanks so much for taking the time this evening for the interview. Thank you.
No, no problem. I'm just going to turn my emails off so that they don't go binging. Excellent. Great. Yeah,
So tell me, how was your day today?
very good. Although busy this morning, I had lots of unexpected things happening. So I had to kind of, you know, what's the word? Do multitask. But this afternoon was a bit more chilled, so that was lovely. Yeah. How about yourself?
The same as well. I had a busy day and I love being busy. I love going to bed feeling, okay, I can rest now. I love this feeling.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's good.
So tell me, what has been the highlight of your week so far?
Highlight of my week. I think actually today, I went into a vintage shop and I found this Victorian vase that was hand painted. And it
Oh,
was beautiful. It's like this sort of like little tree and like flowers and stuff. And so I couldn't resist it. I had to get it. And then on the way home, I found these beautiful flowers that went perfectly with it. So yeah,
oh,
it makes you happy, doesn't it, when you get a nice
totally.
bunch of flowers?
It's so interesting because when you go to a shop and suddenly you find something unexpected or you're not looking for, and you
Yeah,
feel like, you know what, it meant to be for me. It's been waiting for me.
that's it. And
Yeah.
some people see different things in different things, don't they? So sometimes somebody would totally overlook it. But for me, it was just like, "Ah, this is yours. This is meant to be." So
Amazing.
yeah, it was brilliant. Brilliant.
Tell
Yeah.
me where you're from, Amy.
Say again.
Tell me where you're from.
I'm originally from a little village called Cranfield, in
Okay.
Bedfordshire, but I live in Olney now, which is in Buckinghamshire, but it's actually only about two villages away from where I grew up. So, yeah.
So, so tell me something interesting about the place where you live right now, something that stands out compared with other places in the UK.
Oh, okay. Well, two things that we're famous for here is number one, the hymn Amazing Grace was written here.
Wow.
By a rector of the church. And then also in something like 1445, they had a pancake race, and
Okay.
it's been running ever since, pretty much.
Wow.
And that's on Shrove Tuesday. So when it gets to nearing Lent, you know, when you have to use up all your stuff, apparently a lady in the village, she was really late for church, so she just bunged a load of things like flour and whatever into a pan, and it became a pancake. And then
Wow.
she heard the bells of the church ringing, and so she ran out of her house still with the pancake, and she was tossing her pancake up and down, and literally ran all the way to the church, and that was the first ever pancake race.
That's amazing. I love this story.
Yeah, it's a bit crazy, but yeah, we're sort of famous for it, and TV crews have come to watch it and stuff. So,
I what I love the most about England, there's so much history, and also
oh yeah,
there's so, like, for example, said something that I didn't know before. And
it's
there's
mad.
some
Yeah,
villages, some places, there's always a story behind. There's always
yeah,
a history, touch in
yeah.
there.
Absolutely, and it's strange because like I'm married to a South African, and his family when they come over, you know, they're not used to all the history, so they're like, "What? It
I
was
know.
built in 1100." It's kind of mad.
Emily,
Yeah,
let's start the interview talking about your career as an actress and
thank
also a
you.
voiceover as an artist. So tell me how
Yeah.
everything started.
Well, it started with youth theatre. So I did the National Youth Theatre of Great Britain, and that was life-changing. Made some lifelong friends, and it was amazing. And then actually did a professional show with them
Wow.
at the Lyric Hammersmith, which is a lovely theatre in London. And through that, I got my agent. But then almost immediately, I went off to RADA, which is one of the best drama schools arguably in the world. Um, and so I was there for 3 years, but my agent stuck with me until the end. And then I started my career actually before I graduated.
Wow, it's incredible.
Yeah.
And being an actor, always been part of your life since young age?
Yeah, pretty much since I was about 11. And I think I sort of seriously thought I want to be an actress when I was about 13.
Wow,
Yeah, yeah. And it's like having a vocation really, because
totally.
it's up and down. There's no guarantees, but somehow I just cannot let it go. So I have to be an actress. There's no two ways about it.
Like it's like your gift. You cannot run away from it. You know what I mean? It's
Well,
part of.
that's it. It's true because actually, when I had my daughter, I did actually sort of kind of put it down for quite a while. I had a break for about 13 years while I was
Wow,
sort of bringing her up. And it wasn't until the pandemic that I sort of started seriously thinking about trying to get back into it.
wow.
And then obviously here I am, um,
Uh,
doing well. So yeah.
and it's great because the talent is always there. You know what I mean? You stop
Yeah,
for that. You have a break for a reason, but it was
yeah.
there. It always will be.
Yeah, and I think with something that you truly love, it'll always beckon you back. I did a thing called The Artist's Way. I don't know if you've heard of it.
No,
And it's an amazing book. It's quite hippie. It's
okay.
by a lady called Julia Cameron, and basically it's a book, but it's a course. So you read a chapter a week, and it gets you from creative block all the way through to creative vision. And
Hmm.
I sort of have to kind of credit her for my sort of thoughts of, oh, I can get back into this. I can kind
Wow.
of be creative, and there's no reason to think that I have to be, you know, an adult. I can be a child still, and play and still make money, still be creative, still be joyful with that creativity. Um,
Wow.
so yeah, I really recommend it to anybody who might be struggling with not feeling like they can have a creative career,
Hmm.
or have denied that creative part of themselves. It's
Hmm.
a really, really good
Wow.
experience. Yeah.
Amazing. Amy, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your Brazil life and share your
Yeah,
point of views?
yeah,
Amazing.
absolutely. Yeah, let's
Welcome,
do it.
William, and the Magic Box.
Yay!
So I have here my best friend. Random questions. So what I'm going to do, I'm just gonna play a song just for us to relax before the first question.
Yeah.
Okay?
Cool, cool. Excellent. I'll drink my
Just
tea.
let, just to let you know, and sometimes Zoom mute the sound around. Okay, so you might see me here dancing silence. All right,
Okay, fine. No problem.
let's do it. Right, before starting the interview, during the join, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about for some reason or you don't want to answer, always can change.
Yeah,
Okay?
absolutely. Yeah, no probs. Thanks.
Amazing. First question is, do you consider yourself to be a spiritual person and how?
Definitely. It's funny because I was brought up Catholic, but somehow that just fell by the wayside. There were certain things about the Catholic faith I didn't kind of agree with. But in later life, I've found meditation,
Mm-hmm.
and through that, I think I found a sort of deep spirituality within myself. And I've been curious about, the meaning of life, and that's led me to sort of doing quite a lot of research on near-death experiences and that sort of thing. Um, and I get into all sorts, sort of tarot reading and angel cards and all of that woo-woo, as they would say. But I think for me, it just brings me a lot of comfort.
Totally.
Yeah.
And what's the meaning of life for you, as you mentioned about life?
I think I've boiled it down now to creativity.
Hmm.
I think we're born to create, and I think we're born to relate as well. So to experience emotions and to share those joys, those fears, or whatever with each other. And ultimately, I think as a human race, we are all one.
Hmm.
And so leaning into a sense of love each other and enjoy each other's presence. Yeah.
Tell me a life lesson that life has taught you that you feel very grateful for.
Right. Life lesson. Well, I think my journey through my acting career, I could never have predicted that I would have such a big break. But now that I look back, I'm actually really grateful for having those years of just being and living and experiencing, because I think that's given me a chance to really see what life is about. Whereas I think a lot of actors, they're sort of in a little bubble and it can't really help them with regards to reflecting what the human race is all about. So I think that's taught me not only more about how to be a better actor, but also humility,
Mm.
and also what I really want out of life.
Wow.
I think in my 20s, I was always saying, oh, I want to be famous. I want to be, acknowledged and loved and all that. But now it's more, I just love that feeling of fulfillment when I'm really
Wow.
managing to do my art in a way that's like really exciting, you know? So yeah, that break, I think, taught me a lot about, the reasons for why I'm doing what I'm doing in my life.
And it's so interesting because every age we are in, we are learning something new and you feel more calm, you feel more understanding, you see with different eyes. And it's such a
Definitely.
beauty behind because when you look
Yeah.
back,
Yeah,
it's okay. We had our phases as well, and it's not wrong with that. You
it's
know what I mean? It's
true.
just about growing and become a better person every day.
Absolutely. And I think as I've gone into my 40s, I've started to sit into that more. And I'm just
Definitely.
like, it's okay to uh, not be okay, for example, or it's okay to show vulnerability. It's
Yeah,
okay to be confident and be assertive.
totally.
Use your voice when it's needed and not be bullied. Those sort of things. I think it's really interesting how age does bring you wisdom.
Amazing. Next question. Let's do it. Okay, and from England. Next question is,
Yeah.
what is the nicest thing a family member has ever done for you?
A family member. Ooh, gosh, there's so many things I could say. Um, I think, well, my brother, he's 7 years older than me, and he's a solicitor. So he was, not that he made huge amounts of money when he was younger, but he was on a good wage, and he was living in London at the same time as when I was at drama school, and I had no money at all. And he gave me £20 a week.
Oh, oh,
And
sweet.
I know that doesn't sound a lot, but at the time, that was a real lifeline because I don't know if you've ever been a student, but it's really hard to make ends meet sometimes. And just having that encouragement and that sweet gesture really, really helped. Yeah.
Wow. What's the biggest difference between both of you and the biggest similarity?
Well, my mum says, because I'm one of four,
Wow.
and my mum says that me and this brother, Silas, he's very much the same as me in terms of, like, I don't know, personality wise.
Okay.
And then my other two siblings, my sister and my other brother, are very similar to each other. So I would say that similarities is that we're both very goal driven and
Mhm.
we're very ambitious and we're very, once we set our mind on something, we get it done.
Wow.
Um, and biggest difference, I think my brother, although he is very creative, didn't really go down that route at all.
Right.
There was one moment when he lost his job and he decided he wanted to write a novel, but I don't think he ever saw that through.
Wow.
So I kind of lament that for him because in his youth he was in a band and he was like really good at playing guitar and singing and all that sort of stuff.
Wow.
But I think he sort of is lent into the corporate world. But I mean, we can't always be the same, can we? So,
Oh,
all good.
Besides your daughter, and of course your husband as well, tell me
Yeah.
someone in your family that's, or doesn't need to be your family, but around you, that when you're feeling the lowest for some reason, this person comes to your mind for you to share a little bit, to cry maybe, or to just to put it out a little bit. At the same time, the same person when you're feeling the greatest, you feel like, oh my God, I need to share this news. This person
Yeah.
comes to your mind.
Well, it unfortunately, the person that comes to mind is now no longer with us.
Oh,
My very, very dear friend Elka. She was she was 40 years older than me, but we met when I did my first ever play in Northampton, and she was my landlady. So I stayed with her when I was doing the play, and she was this incredible artist. She did portrait artist. You can actually see one of her drawings of me behind here.
that's I spot straight away, and I said I need
Yeah,
to ask her about this picture there.
yeah. So
Anyway,
she drew that when I was 21, my first ever play.
beautiful.
And she was such an inspiration in terms of she was always joyful, she was always excited and encouraged everyone who was creative.
Wow,
And she was full of stories. And you know, the sort of person that if they invite you to their house, you know you're going to have a fantastic time.
totally.
So charming and witty and funny and dressed amazingly. She had these big bows and beautiful flowing coats and colours, and she had different colours on each of her fingernails.
I love the proper artist, like a proper.
Beautiful, yeah, wonderful lady. And she was German, so she had this German accent, but she'd lived in Northampton a long time. And yeah, we just used to have the most wonderful heart to hearts
Wow,
and
wow,
sharing stories and talking about, the meaning of life and then talking about what boys we like and so it could be anything.
wow.
And she was a huge encouragement. And weirdly, when after she died, a mutual friend of mine, we were talking about, what I wanted to do and oh, I'm hoping to get back into acting. And this mutual friend said, well, actually, Elke did confide in me that she felt that your work with, corporate stuff was getting in the way of your creativity.
Wow.
Just hearing that almost from beyond the grave, it was like, oh my goodness, this is it. I have to concentrate on my creativity. I can't have anything to do with any of that corporate stuff anymore. And it just totally switched my path. So just goes to
Wow.
show, a really good friend is a really good friend forever.
Do
Yeah,
you think one day you're gonna meet her again?
I hope so. I mean, like I said, I've been looking into near-death experiences, and it's quite uncanny how very similar
Mm-hmm.
each person's account of it is.
Yeah,
And they do say that you meet the souls of others that have been in your life,
totally.
um, especially those that are very close to you. And I sort of feel that she's almost here in another dimension. It's
Always,
I
always.
probably sound completely nuts, but
No?
I
I,
feel like I can sort of channel her a little.
wow.
Yeah, she. I think also with life and death, it's to me, it seems incomprehensible that we can have all of these experiences, all these emotions, all this like stuff in our head, and that
Yeah,
it then just disappears. It
totally.
can't just completely disappear, I don't think. So, for me, I think, yeah, I'll probably meet her again. I hope I do.
You know what? I've got goosebumps saying that. And also, I'm sure whatever she is right now, she's feeling this energy, she's smiling. And just
Yeah,
for you to say that, I'm sure she knew it before, but just for you to
yeah,
verbalize again, I think it's a connection that's always gonna be there. I
yeah,
believe that people they cross our path, they leave memories, they leave a connection that's even though it can, you know what I mean, can cross lives or space or
yeah,
life anywhere and
yeah,
always gonna be there, through memories, through art, as you have in
yeah,
your wall,
absolutely.
anything.
Yeah.
And I
It's
think when
indelible. It's indelible. Yeah.
yeah,
I
Beautiful.
will never ever forget her. Yeah.
Very sweet. I love the story. Amazing.
Thank
Next
you.
question. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay, before the next question, tell me the feeling. What's the biggest joy of acting when you are performing, when you are, you know,
Ooh.
expressing yourself through your art? Tell me the feeling.
Oh my goodness. It's almost indescribable. It does feel like an energy through me, and it feels dangerous sometimes, like it's scary. It's like I sweat, I shake, I feel like fight or flight type thing. But to me that's kind of a bit like I chase that in a way because it's such a thrill, the adrenaline rush of it. Um, but yeah, there's just nothing like being in front of a live audience and feeling everybody's eyes on you
Well,
and sharing that story with them and reaching for the best possible performance in that moment. It's just unbelievable.
well,
I love it.
um, great. Okay, next question for you is, what was the last message you sent and the last message you received on WhatsApp?
Ooh, I'm gonna have to look.
I love it.
I don't actually know. I hope it's nothing embarrassing.
You don't need to, you don't need to say what was it, but if you can tell a little bit
Yeah,
about
I honestly can't remember. Oh, one from I sent one to my agent saying about a bit of work that I've got booked, so I put it in the diary so that he knows that's blocked
it.
out. And
Beautiful.
he sent one back saying, "Yep, yep." And my agent like is amazing. And when you meet somebody professionally who you just get and they
Yeah.
get you and it's symbiotic. Like
Oh,
that's how I feel about my agent. They're just unbelievably good. Yeah.
wow. Okay, so he's watching this interview right now and have a moment, an opportunity to send him a message. What would you say? He's watching.
Oh, ooh. Thank you. Thank you so much for everything you've done for me. You know this, that I think you're the 100 billionth best agent in the whole wide world. And honestly, you saved me from my own self-pity. So thank you so much, Edwin.
Sweet, very sweet.
Yeah.
And when you think about yourself, when you analyze yourself, what's the biggest joy of being you?
I think it's something that I've leaned into more recently, which is just allowing myself to be me and be a
Mhm.
bit crazy and a bit strange. Um, and I do sort of suspect that I might have ADHD or maybe a little bit of autism or something, but but
All of us we have.
that's okay,
Yeah,
actually. Um, and who actually says what is normal, you know?
there's no normal. Yeah,
Let's just not worry about that. Let's just be ourselves and lean into that and enjoy that, and not beat ourselves up for being different. It's all good.
it's great to feel different. It's great being different, weirdo. I love to be weirdo. I love to not fit anywhere. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And I think it's a
absolutely.
gift when you can literally be different, being weirdo, be yourself. I think
Yeah,
it's a gift when you embrace it. I think it's
yeah,
amazing. It just attracts the right people around you.
absolutely. Like I found it's doing a creative job. I sort of get involved with crazy things like writing nights and rehearsed readings and stuff. And I've met my tribe. And
Uh-huh.
it's so wonderful when you
Yeah.
meet other people who totally get you and you totally get them, and you just have a fantastic time together. That's a real gift.
It's like speaking the same language.
Yes. Yeah. Suddenly feeling like you are normal.
Totally, yeah. In our own words, you know what I mean?
Yeah, our own normal.
What would be the title of your memoir one day?
Oh, um, oh, I don't know. Uh,
I
better
don't know.
late. Oh, I
I'm
know.
joking. I'm joking.
Better late than never.
Great. I like that. Love it.
Yeah.
Three questions left. Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. I think I've gone really red in the face. Have I gone really red in the face? Oh,
All right, just being you. You're just being yourself.
yeah, it's fine.
Amazing. Okay, next question is there a moment you think of that you made you? Sorry, I put some new questions in the matchbox. Sometimes I need to read properly because not to get lost. Okay,
Sure, yeah, go for it.
is there a moment you think of that made you realize you'd made it in life?
Ooh, I don't think I've quite got there yet.
Hmm?
So, but I do feel real pride over the fact that I have a family, I have bought a house, and I've got a creative career. That
Um,
is like something that I think my younger self, and especially even like my parents and stuff, didn't think was necessarily possible.
mhm.
So my parents are very much, in linear careers. They're both, well, one's a lecturer, one's a teacher. And so I think they never really understood the freelance life and didn't quite know how to support me with it. Not that they were being nasty, it was just like, oh, will that be okay? You should have a plan B. So to be able to go, actually, you know what? I've managed to be a freelancer and have a house and have a family and managed to do it all. I'm really proud of that. And I think they're proud as well.
And I think they're just being parents. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's story behind them. I
yeah,
think even if you would go for another career, they would maybe consider something else. There's always like that. You know,
absolutely.
it's
And I
their
think
duty.
that's their job, isn't it? To
Yeah,
care
yeah,
and worry and make sure that, you're not going off and doing something completely crazy.
totally.
Um, yeah, so it's
What's
good.
the biggest joy of being a mom?
Ooh, I think when you see your child really, really achieve something
Mhm.
and have real joy in that, even little things like seeing them really develop interests. So, for example, my daughter, she loves old media like CDs and tapes and stuff.
Wow.
And
Okay.
she's got her really posh tape deck that she got on eBay, and she's just put all her tapes on this lovely bookshelf we got for her and everything.
Oh,
And just seeing her create her own identity, that's a real joy, and
wow.
quite it makes me feel a bit emotional. Yeah.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you see, your mom, like you can understand your parents.
Yeah, I know, I know. I
Yeah. I
know.
think parenting, it's you learn every day. There's not like a
True.
book that comes ready for you to read and learn. It's just learning, living, and
Yes.
can be stressful, but at the same time, there's
Yeah.
a beauty behind that you look back like, oh
Yeah.
my God, I want to go back again and go
I
all over again.
know. And actually, it goes so fast. I don't know if, do you have children then?
I don't, however, I have a 7-year-old godson that's
Oh,
he's like my son. It's like
lovely.
no, he's my son, and
Yeah.
he's in Canada. He lives in Montreal. He's the
Oh,
son of my best friends, and I
yeah.
go every year to see him. And of course, it's different because I'm the godfather, so I take him ready for me. I can
Yeah.
play, do the thing, and I give him back somehow. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So,
that's so
but
lovely.
see my best friend and his girlfriend partner raising two. They got two. They got the younger one as well. Every
Yeah.
day when I'm there, I see like,
Yeah.
oh my God,
Yeah.
I don't know if I would be able to do it because
Yeah.
every day is something different, and they have
Yeah.
schedules, everything. Or it's time to
Oh, it's
sleep, time to eat,
intense.
time to shop,
Yeah.
everything. And when I see both of them parenting, I
Yes.
literally bow. I said, "My God, you are
Yeah.
great," because it's a 24 hours job.
It's intense, and
Yeah,
it's sometimes a bit confronting because you relate it to your own childhood and how
yeah,
and then you go, well, I'll never do that as a parent, and then you find yourself doing it.
yeah. I know, I know.
But yeah, no, it does. It goes so quickly, though. I mean,
Oh,
literally, I've got a photograph on my phone of my daughter when she was like 2. I don't know if you can see that.
I can
Um,
see.
but that feels like yesterday to me. And
I
yet
can.
that was 13 years ago now. So it's madness. It's
Oh,
yeah, so I suppose it's the old sort of cliche, you've got to appreciate every moment, but You have
Totally.
to kind of remind yourself to do that sometimes.
And also, I was talking to him like a few months ago. I said, "Don't worry. When he turns like maybe a teenager, he's gonna be fine." I said, "No, no, Willis, it's gonna be a new challenge. There's always something
Yeah.
every." I said, I
Well,
didn't think about that."
I was saying that to my mum, and my mum was like, "Well, you know what? It never stops. Like,
Yeah,
my eldest is 53. I am still her mother."
oh,
Yeah.
oh, sweet, very sweet. Two questions left. Let's see.
Cool.
Okay, before the next question, let's do a little game. So let's pretend that you have in your hands the biggest budget. Yeah, so money for you is not a problem, and you're gonna put together a play or a short movie or a scene in the theater.
Yeah.
You're gonna be on it as well,
Woohoo.
and you can cast anyone in the world to play your mom,
Oh, wow.
any other to play your dad, also a romantic partner, and also you can choose. Look at your face when I said romantic partner.
I hope my husband's not listening.
I was about to say that you need to think properly before. Anyway,
Yeah.
it's just a project. He knows you,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
at the same time, you need to choose any producer or director in the whole world
Oh
to
my
help
God.
you to put all together. So tell me those names.
Oh my goodness. Can they be dead? Is it okay?
Yes, they
Yeah.
can, and they don't need to look like them. It's just for you, would love to work with them.
Okay. So mum and dad, yeah?
Yeah, first.
So mum, I think she's actually not much older than me, but oh well, we'll forget that. But Olivia Colman, I just love her to bits. I think she's just the best actress in the whole world.
Her speech on the Oscars, I
Oh, I
watched
love her.
50 times. 50 times I watched, but
It's so
I
good.
always get emotional. I get emotional
Yeah.
it's beautiful,
But
beautiful.
she's so real and so funny, and I think we just
It's
have the most hilarious time on set. So absolutely, Olivia Colman, mum, and then dad, um, would be Toby Jones.
okay.
I think he's a fabulous actor. And I kind
Yeah.
of think we look alike. So, if there's any casting directors out there that are looking for a daughter who looks a bit like Toby Jones,
See?
Amy Brown, yeah. Um, so that would be that. And then what else? Love interest, did you say?
Yeah.
Oh, this is difficult. Oh, it'd probably be somebody like Aidan Turner,
All right.
who played Poldark, because
Okay.
he's very dishy.
Dish, I love this dishy. You just made my day now. I learned something new. Dishy. I love it. I'm gonna use now from now on because of you. Very
Yeah, that's
dishy.
a very English thing of saying somebody's very good looking.
I love that. Made my day. I learned something new. It's the same. It's the same when I learned the word sassy. I love the word
Oh,
sassy.
sassy. Oh,
I
yeah.
love it. When I learned that, I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. I love it. Anyway, the big
Excellent.
boss now, the big
Oh, the
boss.
big boss. So producer, um, I think I'd want it to be really mainstream. So I wouldn't say a name, but like Netflix or something like that.
Okay.
So really big, worldwide, global hit. That's what
Wow,
we're aiming
I
for.
love your ambitions. I love it. I love it.
And then director, I mean, there's a plethora of directors that I love, and actually, one that I've sort of worked with. I was understudying in one of his shows. His name is Nick Heitner, and he used to run the National Theatre in London, and he
Okay.
now owns and runs the Bridge Theatre.
Wow.
And he is an incredible director. So I'm sure if he's got all of these fantastic actors in his cast, he'll make it a global hit. So
For
let's go with
sure.
him.
Now the question is gonna be a bit tougher now.
Ooh,
One day you're
yeah.
gonna wake up in the morning having 4 missed calls on your phone from those 4 names you just mentioned right now.
Okay.
Which one you're gonna call back straight away? Which one you're gonna send a message? I'll call you back later. And the other two, you ignore them for now.
Ooh. I think I've got to call back Olivia because I mean, gee, she's the
Totally,
coolest person ever. Um,
100%.
the person I'd say I'd call back later on text would probably be Nick Heitner because I'd feel a bit bad about completely ignoring him. And Netflix, oh well, they can get on with it. And Aidan Turner, I'm sure he'd forgive me, so it'd be fine.
Beautiful. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, next question is, what's the most memorable lesson you've learned from your parents?
My most what lesson? Sorry.
Memorable lesson.
Memorable lesson.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I think resilience and working hard,
Hmm.
and getting through things, because there's always a what's it my mum always used to say, every cloud has a silver lining.
Love it.
And it's actually true. You know, you can have some really times in your life where you're like, oh, this is all of this is terrible and I'm never going to get anywhere and it's all down the pan. But if you stick with it, there's always going to be a light at the end of the tunnel.
Totally.
Yeah. And there's been moments in my life where I've had really, bad depression and felt anxiety and felt like I wasn't really living up to my potential, or letting people down, or
Yeah.
not doing a good job. Um, but I'm so glad I just stuck with it and had that resilience to push through, because I'm
Well,
now living a life that I dreamt of, and basically manifested,
well,
Yeah. So push through. If there's somebody out there watching that's feeling down, keep going, because there is something waiting for you that's
totally.
meant for you, and it's going to be amazing.
No, I get you, and I think those moments they are necessary as well because it's
Yeah.
life talking to us. It's life showing us that you know what you need to learn something new, or you need to go through. I know it's not easy. I'm saying that. I know
Yeah.
it's hard when you are facing.
Yeah.
However, when you look back, you're like, you know what? Now I
Yeah.
understand why life showed me that experience, and I know it's
Yeah.
not, but it's navigating through life. It's up and down.
And actually, it sort of makes you more grateful when
Oh
you
yeah,
do get what you really want, and
totally.
life changes and it turns around. You're suddenly like much more grateful than say you would have been if you'd got that all the time. It's a bit like saying, you really wouldn't want Christmas every day, would you?
No, would be boring.
It would be awful. You know,
You
you would,
you wouldn't be so excited about Christmas coming, like you
you
know what I mean? You wouldn't be that excitement, like
know,
yeah,
and eating all the food every day. It'd be like, oh, I can't do this.
for sure, for sure. I
Yeah.
get your point. I think if everything
Yeah,
counts in the end of the day, everything's part. Just trust the process and things, get sorted somehow. Get
they
it.
do. They do. Yeah.
Last question. Let's do it.
Woo.
Right. Before the last question, I'm sure through your career you have some moments that, it was amazing. You felt the happiest. But there was a moment that so far you go like, you know what? That's moment I will hold close to my heart.
Ooh. Oh, there's so many. Because I just love everything I do. It's
I'm
bad.
sure.
I think I'm just so grateful to have a job every time. It's amazing. But probably the most incredible moment I've had is when I was at a concert hall in Ann Arbor, and it seated 3,000 people. So you can imagine 3,000 people in the audience. It was packed, like really fully booked.
Wow.
And I was performing Midsummer Night's Dream, with the Orchestra of the Age of Enlightenment, and they were playing the score, Mendelssohn's score to Midsummer Night's Dream, in between us acting out the play. And then
Wow.
at the end of the performance, I'm not used to like the way they do it in classical music terms. So in classical music bows, they go on and on and on and on. So you literally have 10 bows, and it's a standing ovation, and you
Wow.
get presented with flowers.
My God.
And so that was like incredible. So I'm there in America, in Ann Arbor, huge concert hall, 3,000 people, massive orchestra, we're all taking a bow, and they're giving us flowers. And it was a pinch me moment. It really was. Yeah, incredible.
Great.
If only I could go back there now.
Amazing. Okay, last question is if you could instantly master a new skill, what that would be and why?
New skill. Do you know, I've always wanted to be able to sing properly, but I've
Wow.
never really managed it. I mean, I've done a song in a show, but I don't think I was particularly good. Do you know what I mean? Um, and yeah, I think it's a really a wonderful skill to have alongside being able to
Wow.
act.
I'd
Um,
love as well. I'd love to have the you know the gift of singing.
oh, the gift of being such a good singer that everybody
Yeah.
just loves it when you open your mouth. Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, somebody like Cynthia Erivo, I just watch her and I'm like, wow, if only I had your voice. Incredible lady. Yeah.
Wow. Amazing. Great. It's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game. Okay. I'm going to say
Oh,
some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Okay. Quick thinking.
okay.
Let's start with money,
Lots.
beer,
Never.
love,
Joy.
life,
Full.
religion,
Spirituality.
friendship,
Close.
politics.
Annoying.
Your face was like annoying.
Annoying.
Desire,
Ooh, deep.
regret,
Never.
success,
Hopefully.
wish,
Um, Star.
happiness.
Simple.
One word for England.
Ooh, for England. Um, Stuffy.
Oh my Lord.
I'm half Irish, so I can say that.
And the last one now, acting, one word.
Um, oh, transcendent.
Wow, beautiful. Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your husband for a coffee, and
Yeah.
I'm going to ask him, define Amy in one positive and one negative word only, what he would say about you.
Positive. Well, being positive.
Hmm.
Yeah. Negative, always too early for everything.
I love that. I love that. You know what,
He gets
Amy?
so annoyed with me.
You know what? I'm gonna share a life experience with you. I'm from Brazil, and you know the Latinos, we have this tendency of arriving late. You
Oh,
know,
really?
our
Oh,
blood. Yeah, it's
yeah.
something so interesting.
Yeah.
And when I arrived in London, I remember I was working in a restaurant, and I had this manager, like she was Spanish, and I remember arriving like just on time, or just like literally, you
Yeah.
know. And once she called me on the side, said, "William, you are in England, and England here." You know, the British people, it's respect for you to arrive early, this and that.
Yeah.
I'm so glad she told me off that day, because since then I've
Yeah.
learned my lesson. And sometimes I arrived too early, you know,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
love arriving early. I love to be there
Yeah.
ready.
Yeah.
Actually, once I read an article saying that if you arrive
Yeah.
15 minutes earlier, you're already late. Because those 15 minutes, there's always something's going
Yeah.
to happen. You know,
Yes.
your
You can't
destination.
find parking or
Yeah,
something.
could
Yeah.
be anything. You know, there's always something that's going, and it's so true.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, I mastered this skill. I feel so happy, because my tendency is always to arrive earlier. I love that. I
Yeah.
feel so nice. I hate I don't hate, I dislike the fact that I'm running, you know, and going
Yeah.
around. And I,
That's my biggest fear. And I think it goes back to my childhood because my dad was always late. And
right.
it caused such issue. Like my mum would shout at him and we'd all be sitting in the car waiting and then, and it was awful, awful feeling of not having control over the situation. So I
Totally.
think in a way I've kind of gone to the opposite and I'm always ridiculously early. And
Yeah.
I'm actually sitting around the corner waiting in my car for a bit because it would be ridiculous to go
I
into
know, I
my
know.
friend's house or something.
Yes.
But
Yes, I
yeah,
remember as well going for interviews, and I remember arriving so early. And I don't remember, somebody mentioned to me once that if you arrive too early, it doesn't look nice as well.
yes,
So for this situation, for this occasion, as you know, as an
yeah,
interview, so I said, okay, let me balance as well. And I'm like you,
yeah,
go to the coffee shop, I have a hot chocolate, or I do something
yeah,
just to be, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, on time, more or less. So yes, I get your point.
And sometimes that can be a bit bad because, say, for example, you're going for an interview or, an audition or something, and that
Mhm.
can make you really anxious because then you're sitting kind of
Totally,
getting
yeah.
a bit in your head. So, yeah, going for a cup of hot chocolate or
Yeah.
something is a really good way of just relaxing and
And
taking
I
it
think
easy.
the main thing is about you arriving there. You know what I mean? When you
Yeah.
are there, you know what? Now I can relax because I can, as you
Yeah.
said, can get a coffee or can do something. But I think what I have in my mind is all the way, something can happen or,
Yeah.
can be delays and there's a lot of something. But when I arrive there in the building, I feel like, okay,
Yeah.
I can relax now. Get it.
And actually, funnily enough, my husband, there's been several times where something like that has happened. And then I'll turn to him and I'll be like, so you see why?
Totally. There
And
is
I can
always
feel really smug.
amazing.
Yeah.
Let's play now Amy and the Magic Box, and you can ask me a question. But hey, Amy, you can ask me a question now.
Right. So, what is your proudest achievement?
What a great question. My God, what a great question. And Amy, you were saying about being grateful about life, and I'm grateful every day for so much in my life. Anyways, there's a lot. I love being grateful. I think it's a great feeling to be, it brings happiness. I could tell you different moments, but the first one that came to my mind is I left Brazil when I was 19-year old on my own,
Wow.
all the way to Europe, to Portugal. When I look back, I was like, my God, I was only 19,
Yeah.
because at the time I always been very adventurous. My parents, I remember on my school holidays, I was asking to work. I remember like my dad, I want to work, I want to do something. I was like, no, you're too young. You need to enjoy your time off. So I always had this, personality of going after my dreams, willpower. So they knew that one point I would just go. They knew it. So when I remember like leave my mom crying in the airport. I have this scene in my mind.
Oh,
But she knew she trusted me. She wouldn't let me if she didn't trust me because she
yeah.
knew the person who I was and still am. So, and I remember, and of course, I'm sure she was happy, sad at the same time because she knew it.
Yeah.
And I have this memory for me, being a plane for the very first time. It was so difficult for me to get the money at the time. It's another story. I want to
Yeah.
write a book one day about it because it's
Yeah.
very interesting. However, I'm very proud because 19, my God, crossing the whole world on your own, it's like
Amazing.
could go really wrong. You know what I
And
mean?
and to make a life for yourself and a
But
really successful life for yourself. That's
you know,
that's not for the faint-hearted.
for example, if I would have like a son, I wouldn't let him do that. I know what I mean.
Well,
Actually,
yeah.
maybe I would,
Yeah,
because you know what I
you've
mean.
got to let them go.
Totally.
Yeah, and actually your mother knew that you could do it, and
Yeah,
that
yeah,
in a way probably gave you the strength.
totally, absolutely. And I'm
Yeah.
saying that, but I remember this. I was excited. I was scared.
Yeah.
Everything was this emotion, but
Wow.
I knew that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy and I'm so grateful for life to have given this opportunity for me because
Yeah.
I embraced it so badly. I wanted so badly to go to learn English as back in Brazil where when I was 12 years old, I started studying English. And my dream at the time,
Yeah.
I wanted to live in a country where I could speak English every day.
Oh,
Guess what?
wow.
I live a dream every day because I live in, you
Hey.
know what I mean?
Woohoo.
So
Yeah.
I'm cutting a lot of beats because I'll be here another hour talking to you. But so
Yeah.
yeah, that's something that now look back, I was like, wow, you know what?
Yeah.
Wasn't the right, was the best chance life gave to me for sure.
I
Yeah.
think you should be really proud of yourself. Yeah,
Yes.
I've watched my husband come from South Africa and do a similar
Yeah.
thing. He was 25, but similar thing. And
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
very difficult to leave your family, to leave everything you know, to leave your culture, and to completely start again from scratch. And often your family back home don't necessarily know what it's like.
I remember I'm talking about it was in 2002. There was no internet. I mean, there's
No.
no social
Yeah.
media. And I remember a friend of mine, I remember writing letters to my mom. And I remember once I had some pictures taken. A friend of mine took some pictures when I was living in Porto. And
Yeah.
a friend of mine, he was visiting. And I sent him to the pictures from my mom to see the
Yeah.
pictures.
Yeah.
he said that she was crying so much to see
Oh,
me. She was crying, you know what I mean? Just to see me after,
yeah,
I don't know, 1 year that I was gone. She couldn't, we
yeah.
didn't have this. And
No,
so, yeah, it was a different time, different world. But
yeah,
trust me, I'm so grateful and very proud of that moment that, life has given to me, because I embrace it. And I'm so happy that I've done that,
really
because it became the person I am today. So, yeah, for sure.
so
Great
good.
question.
So good. Well, well done.
Did you enjoy the interview?
I did. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's been really fun. Um, and quite unexpected. So, life sometimes throws these lovely things at you. So,
Totally.
thank you very much for
I
asking me.
appreciate, I appreciate your time. I love to
Yeah,
have passionate people here. I love to see people shining, talking about their journey, their, what I mean, their
great.
passion. And that's
Yeah.
what life is about, first to spread, for everyone to know that's our passion for sure.
Oh, thank you so much. Yes.
And
Well, is that the end then
yes, before you
oh,
go, you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
okay. So, this is actually something that my friend Elka sent to me when I was feeling quite down. She sent me this quote that is this: In a society that profits from self-doubts, liking yourself is a rebellious act.
Wow, that's so true. That's so true. Just being yourself is already,
Yeah,
what I mean? Yeah, you're already doing
because
something.
actually society in a way feeds off of people going, oh no, I'm not good enough, so I'm going to stay in this rubbish job.
Totally.
Or no, I won't reach for that because that'll be a risk. And
Yeah,
actually, if you just go, no, I'm going to go for what I want, you create amazing things for yourself that you wouldn't necessarily have done if
I
you didn't
love it.
rebel against that sort of rat race that society pushes you into.
Beautiful. Love it.
Brilliant. Thanks, William, and
Thanks
have a
again.
lovely
Look after your
evening.
family, your friends, and keep in touch. It was a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Have a good
Thank you
night.
so much. Have a good
Take
one.
care. Bye bye.
Bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website www.williamandthemagicbox.com and send us a request saying why would you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye. See you next time.